I thought we would do a lot of Pilates again at the beginning, do some core focus stuff, and then hopefully have some time for some more yoga at the end, and then give you guys a nice Monday relaxation. Okay, so come on down to the mats, lay on your back, bending your knees so that your feet are fairly close to your glutes and about hips distance apart. So not wider than the mat, not too narrow, just about hips distance. And for now, you can just let them kind of knock inward and just relax a bit. And bringing your palms down to the mat, face down, tilting your chin slightly towards your chest, roll your shoulders down and back. And just take a deep inhale through your nose and open your mouth and let it go through your mouth. Just to release down into the mat. And if that felt good, go ahead and do another one. Just releasing, letting yourself kind of melt, letting go of tension in your body. And then once you've done that, we'll start with nose breathing, even though we're going to do Pilates. So just to get you kind of relaxed and focused, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. Nice, long, stable breaths. Trying to inhale deeply, really using your full capacity of your lungs, feeling your rib cage expand, your chest rise, and then exhale, feeling it all go. And as you exhale, try to let go of any mental tension, any emotional tension, anything that's not serving you right now. Just let it go. Notice any physical tension you might be feeling. Notice if your neck feels tight. If you need to adjust how you're lying, be comfortable for a moment. Bring your attention to your core area, your abdomen, your back. Notice what's going on there today without judgment, just awareness. And as always, if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, if you'd like to dedicate your practice, if you'd like to send the energy out to someone or group of someones, you can do that now. And then I'm just going to do a quick sort of refresher to talk about the breath in Pilates, because we are going to start with Pilates. So go ahead and take a hand and place a hand on your abdomen. It doesn't matter which one. Just continue breathing normally. So you're inhaling through your nose and you're exhaling through your nose. And you'll feel your hand rise, but you're not probably feeling a lot of contraction in your abdominal area, and that's pretty normal. Now I want you to take an inhale through your nose and blow it out like you're blowing out candles through your lips. Pretty strong. Inhale, blow it out. Inhale, blow it out. And hopefully you're feeling some contraction going on in your abdominal area. Those are your transversus abs contracting, and that's why we want to use those muscles when we do Pilates, so that's why we mouth breathe. So sometimes it's going to be a long, and other times it'll be more of a short. Okay? If it gets uncomfortable, if you feel lightheaded, then just go back to normal breathing. But as much as you can, you're going to get the most benefit in your core when you do that with Pilates. All right, so we're going to kind of do a classic Pilates series at the beginning. So we will start with the 100. So the most modified is going to be here with bent knees. I will graduate you up, but if you know the most advanced, you can start there if you'd like. Pull your belly button in. Allow the back, your low back, to press into the mat. So we're getting rid of that arch in the back, pressing it down into the mat. We're going to reach our arms straight up from our shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders. So your eyes come to your thighs. Imagine you have a tennis ball between your chin and your chest. So you're not looking up at the ceiling. You're looking at your thighs. And begin to pump your arms from your shoulders. So it's a pretty strong pump. And you're going to inhale for a 5 count. And exhale for 5 counts. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep that belly button pulling in. Keep that back pressing into the mat. If you feel good here, if you're stable and you want to come to tabletop, you can try that. Don't arch your back. Keep that back pressed into the mat. As soon as your back arches, you need to modify and bring those feet down. Inhaling for a 5 count and exhaling for a 5 count. My more advanced practitioners, if you want to extend your legs long, you can do that. Again, making sure that low back is pressing into the mat. Eyes to thighs, chin to chest, inhaling and exhaling. Imagine you have that lovely glass of rosé waiting to reward yourself with after practice, balancing on your tummy. Don't let it spill. One more round. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Placing those feet back on the mat, once again, hips distance. Knees parallel now, feet parallel, same distance as your hips, toes pointing forward. Palms in the mat, roll your shoulders down and back. We're gonna warm up our spine here. So as you inhale, tilt your pelvis, lift your hips and pelvis, lift your glutes, and peel yourself off the mat till you come up to your shoulders. And then as you exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time. So pull the belly button into the spine and release all the way down to the mat. So it's an inhale to rise up to shoulder bridge, and an exhale to slowly, with control, lower back down. Inhaling through the nose, blowing it out through pursed lips on the way down. So if you move faster or slower than me, that's fine. The longer the breath, the better. Do 2 more, and on your second one, go ahead and stay up. So whenever you've done the second one, keep your hips lifted, shoulders pressing into the mat, hips pushing towards the ceiling, knees parallel, feet parallel, palms in the mat. If you need to, you might find you need to bring your feet closer to your body, but that's just a comfort thing. So just feel like you're stable. I want you all the way lifted up, and then from here we're going to do little teeny pulses towards the ceiling. So you're just squeezing the glutes to lift up just a tiny bit more, little tiny pelvic tilts. So it's not dropping all the way back down to the mat like we sometimes do. It's just a little squeeze, lift, lift, and lift. Notice what your knees are doing. Try to keep them parallel. You've got to engage your gluteal muscles in order to do that. Chin is still towards chest. Make sure you're not looking at the wall behind you. I often find people sticking their chins up in the air. So chin towards chest, squeezing that soft peach between your chin and your chest so you don't smush it, but it doesn't roll off. If you'd like to challenge yourself here, you can come up on the balls of your feet, maybe move your feet a little closer to your body once again, and continue the squeezing and pulsing. So this is working our gluteal muscles. When you come up on the balls of your feet, you're going to be working your calves as well, and you're also giving your feet a nice stretch. And then go ahead and lift up and hold. Lower the heels down on the mat. And lower the body down slowly, slowly, slowly till you come all the way down to the mat. Hug your right knee into your chest, right shin. Extend your left leg straight along the mat, pushing your left foot away. Take a deep breath in here. Inhale and exhale a couple of times. Releasing your low back. If you want to roll your right ankle a few times, you can do that. And then place your left foot back on the mat, just where it was. Bend that knee again. Extend your right leg, flexing your foot, pushing it towards the ceiling. So stretching our hamstring here. Pointing and flexing your toe a few times. If you're more flexible and you want to extend that bottom leg again, you can do that. But if that's too tight on your hamstrings, don't force it. If the knee isn't bent already, go ahead and bend the left knee again. And now cross the right ankle across the left thigh. Figure 4 position, supine pigeon in yoga. Holding on behind your left thigh, pull that in towards your body, a little bit of a hip opener. Take a couple breaths. Actually giving you something of a warm-up today. How about that in your Pilates? And releasing that down, we're going to go to the other side. So hug your left knee into your body, extend your right leg along the mat, push that right heel away, squeeze the left shin in, rolling the left ankle a few times each direction. And then again, bending that right knee, planting it back on the floor, extending the left leg with flexed foot, pointing and flexing the foot a few times. Option to keep the right leg extended long, depending on the flexibility of your left hamstring. And just doing what feels good. We're trying to stretch out that hamstring, so maybe pointing and flexing doesn't work for you. Maybe you want to roll the ankle. Maybe you don't want to do anything. Bending the right knee again, cross the left ankle across the right thigh. Lift that right thigh, holding on behind, pulling it in towards your body, figure 4. Opening the left hip, take a couple of breaths. Holding each position for about 3 breaths or so. All right, releasing that. On to the leg stretch series. I'm going to do this as one complete long series, which is more intermediate to advanced. At any point, if you need a break, relax down. If your neck is sore, give it a break by placing your head on the mat, and you continue doing the exercises if you'd like. Single leg stretch. Right hand comes on the right ankle, left hand below the right knee. Extend the left leg straight up in the air. Lift the head and shoulders, chin towards chest, elbows are wide. Pull the belly button in, low back pressing into the mat. Lower that left leg as low as you want without arching your back. From here we inhale. Switch, left leg in, left hand, left ankle. Exhale. Inhale, right leg in. Exhale, left leg in. Inhale, exhale. It's very sharp. These are strong movements, very precise. Pilates is a very precise practice. It was based largely in ballet. Eyes to thighs, chin to chest. Inhale, right leg, right ankle. Exhale, left leg, left ankle. Or left hand, I should say. And 3. And 2. Don't forget to breathe. Last 1. Hug both knees in, taking a break if you need. Otherwise, tucking into a little ball, chin towards chest. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Next inhale, arms straight up, legs straight up, like a letter U. This is your more modified version. Exhale, hug it in. You continue doing that, or legs can go out more into a canoe position the more advanced you are. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, legs up, arms up. Exhale, hug it in. Again, as always, if the back is arching, you want to pull that belly button in and lift the legs a little bit higher so that the low back is pressing into the mat. And we'll do 3 because I don't want your backs to be sore. Exhale in. And 2. Exhale in. Last 1, hold it here for a moment. Pull that belly button in, press your low back into the mat, eyes to thighs, chin to chest, keep breathing. If you need a break, go ahead and release down. Otherwise, bring the right leg in. Hold on to the thigh, the calf, or the ankle, just not the knee. And then we switch like scissors, left leg in. Inhale, right leg in. Exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, you're still balancing your after Pilates cocktail or hot cup of coffee on your abdomen. Don't let it spill. Keep your hips stable. Keep your abdomen stable. Inhale, exhale. And 3, and 2. Last 1. Bringing both legs up. Modification here is to lower down. Head on the mat, sitting on top of your hands. That's our more beginner version. More intermediate, lift the head, hands come behind the head, elbows are wide. Flexing your feet, double straight leg stretch. Inhale, lower the legs down as low as you can go without arching your back. Exhale, pull them back up to the start. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, pull back up. Eyes to thighs, chin to chest. Sorry. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale. Exhale. Who knew double straight leg stretch was so entertaining? Inhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And finally, ending with crisscross. If your head is on the mat, go ahead and lift it up, bending the knees. And we cross. So as we stay lifted, crisscross, we don't bob up and down. We stay lifted, elbows stay wide. Inhale, right knee in, right elbow to the floor, left leg extends, back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side, pause back at center. Inhale at center, exhale to twist. So don't worry about touching your elbow to your knee. Go ahead and see if you can bring your knee past your elbow. Keep the legs high. If you need to keep that back on the floor, lower your legs down to challenge yourself. 2 more rounds. Make sure you finish on the opposite side from where you started. And then release down into the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring the knees back to tabletop. So knees are over hips. Feet are pointing out, palms are in the mat. Notice as you bring your knees towards your body, your low back will press into the mat. This is slightly easier. As you push your knees away from your body, you have to engage your abs to keep that back flat and your tummy flat. Find a challenging position for you so your abs are engaged. Bring your arms to tabletop, so they're not tabletop, like goddess pose, cactus, so they're like a goal post. You're gonna bring your knees all the way down to one side, and then as you inhale, lift them up through center, exhale to the other side. Inhale to lift up through center, exhale to the other side. If you're feeling this in your low back, bring your knees closer to your body. If you're not getting enough of a challenge, bring your knees further away from your body. Inhale through center. Exhale, release. Inhale through center. Exhale. Whenever you get back to your first side, wherever you started, go ahead and drop the knees down and hold them there. So just release to the floor. Turn your head and look over your opposite shoulder, giving yourself a little stretch. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Low back stretch. If you did at all strain your low back in any of those exercises, this should help release it. And then lift those knees up over to the other side, turning your head, looking over the left shoulder, or the opposite shoulder, I should say. I don't know what side you started on. I can't see you. Some of you have your cameras on, which is cool, but I still can't see you because you're far, far away from me. And then come back to center, hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little rock. Awesome. Rock yourself up to sit. Come on over onto hands and knees. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tabletop position. So you could balance a tea tray on your back. Your belly button is pulling towards your thighs, nose pointing right down in front of you. And let's warm up with a few cow-cats. So as always, we start with our tailbone. On the inhale, the tailbone presses down, hips and pelvis press down, move through your spine until you come to your upper spine, head raises to look up last. Again, with the base of the spine, you curl the tailbone under, pull your belly button up towards your spinal column, and work your way up into cat. Inhaling through cow. Gaze comes forward, exhaling through cat. Trying to make the movement as long as your breath. Do one more. Finishing up in cat. Once you get there, pause for a moment, giving yourself a stretch in cat. Head looking towards the belly button, pushing into your hands, stretching out your upper back. And then come into a neutral position. So belly button is pulling in, hands under shoulders. Abs are engaged, back is flat. So we do this with our legs and our arms in yoga often where we want to keep our spine moving, but I want you to be working your core today. So I want you to think about keeping your back stable, like that glass that you're balancing is now back there. You're not going to move your spine at all. We'll start with just the legs. You're going to draw your right knee in towards your body and then extend it away from you. Drawing it in, but with a focus on using your abdominal muscles and using those same abdominal muscles to keep your back stable. Exhale to extend. If you feel stable here and you want to challenge yourself, add your arms. So knee and elbow come towards one another, but they won't touch. And then inhale to extend them. Knee and elbow come in and extend. Exhale to draw them in. Inhale to extend. You're looking right in between your hands. Once you get the gist, you don't have to look at me. Keep that spine in neutral. Inhale to extend. Exhale to pull it in. Next time you extend, hold it out. So if it's too much with arm and leg, go ahead and place your hand down. Otherwise, holding here. We're going to tap and lower, or tap and lift. So lower the hand and the foot, and lift back up. Lower down, and lift back up. So we're not kicking, you're just going hip height and shoulder height. Lowering down, and lift. For 3, and 2. Last one. Option, if your arm is extended, to go ahead and place it down to make this easier on yourself. Otherwise, if you're happy to do the intermediate version, we're going to do leg circles from here. So the whole leg moves, but it's a tiny circle. So we move from the hip, one direction, continuing to breathe, and then reverse direction. Moving from the hip socket, the whole leg moves in a circle. Putting that hand down to keep yourself stable if you're more beginner. And then pause here. Option again to lift that arm if you put it down. And we're going to go out to the side. So arm straight out from the shoulder, leg out from the hip. And then come back to center. Modification is to just do the leg. Leg comes out, leg comes back in. Leg comes out, leg comes back in. Full version, we add the arm. Again, trying to keep the entire torso stable, using your core strength to do that. Next time you go out, hold it out, and same thing, just the arm, just the leg, or arm and leg, lower down and lift up. I am kicking the wall. Lower down and lift up. 3, and 2. Last one, coming back to center. If your arm is extended, lower it down. My favorite, starting with our triceps. We're going to do the scorpion push-ups. Elbows hug the rib cage as you dive down, nose towards the floor. Exhale to press up, 5 of them. So that was 1. Exhale to press up. Keep those elbows close to your body to really work the triceps. 3, and 2. Exhale up. Last one. Pressing up. Swing your right leg forward, planting it down. We're going to come to our first yoga posture of the night. Hands on the mat, curl the back toe up, pushing into your runner's lunge. Left hand stays on the mat as we twist, opening up, right arm up to the ceiling, looking towards that hand. Placing the hand down, rising up to a high lunge. So, knee over ankle, front knee over your ankle, pushing through your back heel. Hands at heart center to be more stable. You can also hold on to something if you need a wall here. If you're comfortable and you want to extend your arms up, you can do that too, but you can keep them at heart center. We're going to bend the back knee down towards the mat and press back up. Back knee bends down. Careful not to go forward because that's going to hurt your knee. You want to go down and up. Arms extended or arms at heart center. Inhale down, exhale up. Finding a point to focus on in front of you to keep your balance. And last one, coming up to that high lunge. If your arms are extended, go ahead and bring them back to heart center. Twisting so the left elbow comes to the right thigh. Looking towards the ceiling, and if you want, that elbow slides down the thigh to bind. If you're unstable, drop your back knee onto the mat to stabilize. Releasing, hands to the mat, squaring off your foot, stepping that foot back, coming to our first plank. We're going to hold here for 30 seconds. If your hips are dropping, better to drop your knees and modify your plank. Otherwise, belly is pulling in, looking at your hands. You're halfway there, 15 more seconds. Use that exhale. 5 more seconds, and we're going to lower down chaturanga or modification. You're going to drop to your knees and go all the way down. So elbows hug the rib cage, you lower down, melt all the way into the mat or hover in your chaturanga. Hover, hover, hover if you're hovering. And releasing that down, coming up to a cobra, press into the hands. Inhale, chest and shoulders lift. Keep the elbows by the sides so you don't come too high. Push up and back to child's pose. Sit back on your heels. Release your head into the mat. Pause there for a moment. And come back up onto hands and knees. This is the part of the program where Monica tries to remember what she did last time and tries to repeat it on the other side. So, you'll bear with me. All right, so starting with the leg, we're going to extend our left leg behind us. Belly button pulling in, back is flat, looking right down in front of you. Drawing the knee towards the body without arching the back, and then push that leg away. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, remember you're balancing, maybe it's a martini glass on your back. Maybe you have a fancy cocktail. Exhale, hug it in and extend. If you want, add the arm. So it's right arm, left leg. They come towards one another. On me, they don't touch. It just depends on you. Inhale to extend. And 3. On your last one, extend and hold. Again, more beginner, go ahead and lower that right hand down. More intermediate, keep it lifted. Lowering down, lifting up. Lower down and lift. Squeeze in the glutes as you lift up. Remember, it's not a kick, it's just a lift and a lower. 3, 2, last one, lift up. Again, option to take that right hand and place it down. More advanced, keep it extended as you do leg circles with the left leg. So again, you're moving from the hip, but the whole leg is moving. One direction, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse that direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend. Same option. Hand can come down and the leg comes out from the hip and to the back. Out to the hip and to the back. If you want the more advanced, the arm comes out too and come back. So again, it's either just the leg or the arm and the leg, keeping that back stable. For 3, 2, last one, out position. Again, option to modify and put the hand down. Lift and lower, or lower and lift, I should say, the leg. More intermediate to advance, the arm goes with it. And 2. Last one, everything back to center, me back to my mat. Placing the right hand down, scorpion push-ups from here. Elbows hug the ribs as we dive down, nose to knee, and press up. Tilting down and up. For 3, and 2. Last one, pressing up, swinging the left foot forward, runner's lunge. So check that your knee is over your ankle, hands on the mat, curl the back toes up, coming to your runner's lunge. Right hand stays in the mat as you twist, looking up to the left hand at the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. Hand comes back down, coming up to our high lunge. Everything's facing forward, knee over ankle. Hands at heart center. More advanced, arms extend. If you're wobbling, find a point of focus in front of you. Really important on these that you don't track forward, because that's going to hurt your knee. You should always be able to see your toes in front of you. So bend to the back knee, straight down to the mat, and squeeze back up. Bend down, focusing that point in front of you, and squeeze up. Your knee might touch the floor, but it definitely doesn't have to. 5, I didn't count these the first time. 4, I guess maybe it was about 8. 3, 2, last one, lifting up. If your arms are extended like mine, bring them back to your heart. Twisting, right elbow comes to left thigh. Or more advanced, go ahead and bind, locking that elbow against the thigh, turning and looking towards the ceiling. Again, if you're unstable, drop the back knee down to the mat to modify. Inhale, exhale. Hands coming back to the mat, stepping the left foot back. So now we're in plank. But I want you to go ahead and come down to a low plank for a moment, my RBG plank. So come down to your forearms. Forearms on the mat. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Belly in, looking right in between your elbows. Don't let the hips drop. If hips drop, modify by dropping your knees. 10 more seconds. We're going to transition this to a side plank on our right. So right elbow pivots in, come over to your right side, legs are stacked. You can stay right here. Beginners, stay here. If this is a struggle, drop your knee. More advanced, reach that left arm up over your head, and we're going to crunch in for, let's do 8. Knee to elbow and extend. Knee to elbow and extend. Exhale in. Inhale out. And 3, and 2. Last one, right onto the other side. So come through center, left elbow comes down, pivot over, left forearm, left foot. More beginners, stay here. More advanced, crunching in, knee to elbow for 8. Exhale, 7, 6, inhale. Last one, pivoting back around, come back to your full plank, so hands under shoulders, belly buttons in. Inhale, exhale, 30 more seconds. Looking in between your thumbs. Again, if your hips drop, that's no bueno, so you gotta bring your knees down. That's 15 seconds. Those exhalations will really help contract your abs. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. I encourage you, if you're dying right now, to lower all the way down to the mat, not to work in chaturanga. Those of you who wanna work in chaturanga, go ahead and lower down, elbows hug the rib cage, hovering above the mat, or release all the way down. 3, 2, and 1. Everyone release down. Inhale up to our cobra. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Inhale, exhale. Reach those hands forward, curl the toes under, push up into a downward facing dog. So our hands are extended forward, heels are pressing towards the mat, rolling shoulders away from the ears. Let's do a lion's breath, just in case anyone's holding their breath. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and let it go. And again, inhale. Let it go. Good. Walking your feet towards your hands, letting your head hang over a forward fold. Knees can be soft, they don't need to be locked out here. Inhale, exhale. Bend the knees, let the hips drop, head is hanging low, spine is rounded here. And we're gonna roll up, restacking one vertebra on top of the next until we come all the way up to standing. Take a deep inhale, extend those arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers here, bring your feet together. Stretch up tall and then bend to one side. So whatever side you're bending to, your weight is in your opposite foot and you're pushing that hip out. And come back up through center. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to the other side. Keep breathing while you're there. Pushing out through the hip, pulling over with the arm, getting a nice bend through the spine. Inhale back to center. Bring the hands down to the shoulders. Roll those shoulders forwards a few times. And roll them backwards a few times. Good. To the top of your mat, if you're not already there. Feet underneath hips, so a little bit wider now. Feet under hips, shoulders down and back. Posture check, since we're standing for the first time. So imagine that the floor that was under your back a few moments ago. You don't want a deep arch in your back when you're here either. So your pelvis pulls under, belly pulls in, ribs pull in, shoulders down and back. And watch that chin. A lot of us tend to stick our heads out here. Pull that chin towards your chest. Gaze forward, chin parallel to the floor. Inhale, extend those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. We're going to come down into chair, Utkatasana. So bending the knees, pushing the hips back, knees over ankles, chest is lifted so your gaze is forward. Again, more advanced is to extend the arms, so those of you who want to do that, you can. More beginner, keep those hands here at heart center. Inhale, exhale. Again, more advanced option coming up on the balls of your feet. See if you want to balance there for a moment. Finding a point in front of you to focus on. Lower the heels back down and forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Hands slide halfway up the thighs, flat back. Exhale, release, hands to the mat. Stepping your right foot back, runner's lunge. Release the right knee down into the mat. Rising up, hands behind the front knee. Hinging gently forward. If you're stable, extend the arms up. Gazing towards the ceiling, opening chest and shoulders. Couple of breaths here. Next time you exhale, hands find the mat. Step the left foot back. Plank, and we're going to do push-ups. So, lots of modifications for push-ups. A lot of us are not going to be able to do this from toes. Please do it from knees. It's better to have good form from knees than poor form from toes, okay? I like to do these with a wide stance, so I'll invite you to do that. Bring your hands out to the corners or the edges of your mat, slightly pointed in. You also can just do a baby push-up where you just go a couple of inches and press back up. Otherwise, if you want to go all the way down, let's just do 5 of them. So we're going to lower down and exhale up. No more than a 90-degree bend with those elbows. 3 and 2. Last one. Move the hands back, hands under shoulders. We're going to come to a right side plank. So the right hand's going to come into the middle of the mat. We're going to pivot over onto our right side. Modification here is the right knee on the mat as well. Full version, we stay lifted. My hand is too far out. It needs to be under my shoulder. Good. Modification, stay here. Or we're going to keep straight arms, straight leg, and they're going to come together for 5. So it's lift and lower for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, pivoting back over. Option to do up dog. We're going to do the other side next time. Option to do up dog here. So lowering down, chaturanga, flipping the feet, coming up to cobra. Or my more advanced practitioners working on your upward facing dog, pressing back, downward facing dog. Taking a breath, inhale, exhale. Right leg lifts up, bend that knee, drop your right foot towards your left side, so you're stacking right hip on top of left, lifting that right knee. Coming back to center. I'm going to spare you too many of these today, but you know I can't get away without doing any of them. 5 hinges forward, knee to chest. So we hinge forward, knee to chest, and extend back up. And 4, extend up, 3, and 2, last one. This time stepping the right foot all the way forward. Pivoting on the back foot, rising up, warrior 1. Hips are forward, chest is forward, gaze is forward, back foot at an angle, option to extend the arms. Inhale, exhale. Pivoting to our warrior 2, so we open up our body, right hand stays facing forward, right knee is still bent, knee over ankle, back arms straight, torso lifted. Inhale, exhale. Pivoting back to front, coming to warrior 3. So launching onto that front foot. Arms can extend out in front of you. They can be at heart center, they can extend behind. You can also hold on to anything here. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, rise up, hug that left knee into your chest. Inhale and exhale. Cross the left ankle across the right thigh, keeping the hands at heart center. A little hip opener here. Coming into your standing pigeon. Push the hips back. Chest is lifted. Working our glutes again. Transition this right into Utkatasana, chair pose. So the left foot comes down, hips go back, hands are either at heart center or they can extend. Option to rise up on the toes again. Keep pushing the hips back so the knees stay, they're going to be a little bit forward here, but they should still be pushing back rather than tracking forward. Option to stand up on your toes. If you're flat-footed, that's fine. You can still rise up tall. Everyone come back down into your Utkatasana on balls of feet or flat feet. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Stepping the left foot back this time, releasing the right knee onto the mat. Hands behind the right knee, hinging forward. Chest is lifted, opening up that left hip flexor. Option to extend the arms if you're stable. Option to bring the gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. And release down, hands find the mat. Once again, coming to plank. 5 more push-ups. So hands can go wide. Doing from toes or from knees. Lower down in the inhale. Exhale, press up. That's 5, 4, 3, 2. Try not to let the elbows go past a 90-degree bend. And 1. Left plank. Hand comes to the middle of the mat. Pivoting over. Again, you can release the left knee onto the mat. You can stay right here in your full plank. Or you can lift arm and leg together for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, coming back around, plank. Elbows hug the rib cage as you lower all the way down and then up into cobra, or hover in your chaturanga into your up dog and pressing back, downward facing dog. So I'm still doing a bit of a Pilates breath here, exhaling through my mouth, rather than changing it because we're doing some yoga, some Pilates. Just do what works for you. There's no right or wrong as long as you're breathing. It's more work for the abs if you do the mouth breathing, the Pilates style breathing. It's a bit more relaxing if you do the yoga style breathing, so you decide. Extend that left leg up, bend the left knee, drop your left foot towards the right, so you're stacking left hip on right. Inhale, exhale. Back to center, 5 hinges forward, knee comes towards chest, and extend back up. And 4, kick up, and 3, up. Last 2. And then next time, plant that left foot forward, back foot pivots and plants as you rise up to your Veerabhadrasana 1. Knee over ankle, hips are forward, chest is forward, hands are heart center, or arms are extended. Inhale, exhale. Open this up, Veerabhadrasana 2. So you open up with that right hip, pivoting the body, arms extend, gaze is over the front hand. Check that you can see your toes. Knee is still over ankle. Pivoting back, again, your hand options are at heart center, by your side, or extended as you come into your warrior 3. Pushing the right heel behind, again, holding onto a wall is perfectly fine for stability. There is no shame in that. Belly button in. That mouth breathing will help engage your abs, which will help keep you stable. 3, 2, and 1. Rising up, hugging that knee into your chest. Giving yourself a hug. Opening the hip, crossing the right ankle across the left thigh, hands at heart center, or holding onto a wall. Pushing the hips back as you bend your knee, trying to keep your gaze forward. And placing that foot down, finding yourself one more time at Utkatasana. Really push those hips back, so knees are over ankle. Try to keep the chest lifted. Sit as low as you can. Option to extend the arms. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, release, hands to the mat. Step either foot back, followed by the other, or power option move to hop back to your plank. And guess what? 30 more seconds. 30-second plank. With this one, if you'd like, you can do one leg lifted at a time. So lift the right leg and hold, and lower. Lift the left leg and hold, and lower. Right leg lifts. You're looking right in between your thumbs. Hips parallel, left leg lifts, and lower. One more time, right leg lifts. One more time, left leg lifts. And lower down, option to hover in your chaturanga or option to go all the way down to the mat. And then everybody release down. Slide the hands out, finding Sphinx Pose. So you're on your forearms, belly buttons in the mat, shoulders are down and back, chest is lifted, gaze is forward. Take a couple breaths here. And push back on your heels. Releasing down, finding child's pose. Knees together, toes together. So you're really rounding your back over. And take a few breaths. Good, go ahead and bring yourself all the way up. Spin your legs around so you come to a sitting position. Feet flexing towards the ceiling. Try to sit up nice and tall here. Take a deep inhale, extend the arms up. We're going to hinge forward in Paschimottanasana. So yoga style forward fold. So the chest is lifted, the gaze is forward. Go as far as you can go, which might be here, and then release the arms down. Keep flexing the feet. Keep imagining you can bring your belly button towards your thigh. And as you get more flexible, you get closer and closer and closer. But your head is not going to touch your legs. It's your abs, your ribs, your chest. Take a few breaths, just release into it now, let the head drop. If the back rounds, that's fine. And then see if you can extend your spine again. So lifting the chest, extending the spine long like someone's drawing you up by that invisible filament at the crown of your head, long torso. Extend the arms to lift yourself all the way back up. Release that down. Okay, one more hard thing. We're just going to do 5 of them. We're going to do spinal roll-ups. So bending your knees, holding onto the backs of your thighs, pull that belly button in. Practice here rolling down. Feel what it feels like to roll down one vertebra at a time when you have your arms. Remember, that's always your modification. We're going to do one modified, and then you can continue that, or you can do advanced. Extend the arms straight up from shoulders. Belly button pulls in, back presses into the mat. Use the exhale and your momentum to roll up quickly. So it's an inhale, exhale to roll up. Inhale to extend those legs. Exhale, rounded spine this time. Arms stay high, reaching forward in front of you like I'm going to hold your hands and pull you forward. Inhale to sit up tall. Bend the knees. And now pull that belly button in and see if you can roll back just as slowly as you did the first time. There's your modified version. My more intermediate advanced practitioners do this with extended legs. I'm going to cue with the bent knees. So knees are bent. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, spine stretch forward. Inhale, sit up tall, bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor. Exhale, rolling back. So I'm cueing the modified and I'm doing the advanced, just so you know. 3 more. Inhale, bend the knees if they're not already. Exhale. Inhale, sit up tall, stretch the legs forward if they're bent. Exhale, spine stretch forward. Inhale, bend the knees, sit up tall. Exhale, pull that belly button in to roll all the way down slowly. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale to roll up. Inhale to extend the legs. Exhale to spine stretch forward. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, pull the belly button in, rolling down as slowly as you can. Last one. Inhale. Exhale to roll up. Inhale, straighten the legs as you stretch forward. On the exhale, inhale, bend the knees. And exhale to lower all the way back down. Stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs down below. Give yourself a stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Hug both knees into your chest, giving yourself a little rock from side to side. Your options for your inversions tonight: planting feet on the floor, palms on the mat. You can lift up here to our shoulder bridge. I didn't have you grab any props, but if you have a block or anything, you can prop yourself up and hold that. That's our more modified. If you have any contraindications for being inverted, you want to stick with this. The other thing you can do is sit on your hands and extend your legs straight up from your hips. You can also do this sitting on a ball or a pillow to make this easier. Those of you who want something more intermediate or advanced, you can bring those legs overhead in halasana, which can be supported or not. And if you want, you could come to shoulder stand, which can also be supported or not. You can, of course, do legs up the wall. You could work on a headstand. You could work on a handstand. What we're trying to do is get the head lower than the heart. And here, I will invite you to come to a classic yoga breath. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. If you're out of breath, a long breath through your lips will help slow your heart rate and help you catch your breath. So an inhale and a long, gentle exhale. You can do the same thing through the nose. Long, gentle exhale. Those of you who have legs up, if you want, you can drop them open if you want an inner thigh stretch. You could also work, if you're in shoulder stand or plow, you could work with one leg up and one leg down. Your option, whatever works for you here, is totally fine. Those of you who have your legs up in shoulder stand, go ahead and join those of us who are in plow, releasing your legs over your head. Those of you who are in plow, go ahead and lower down, and anybody else and anything else, go ahead and lower down. And everybody hug your knees into your chest. And I'm going to offer you fish, which is really just the counter pose for shoulder stand, but any of you can do it if you would like. So extend your legs long below you and reach your hands under your body. So your palms are on the mat and your thighs are on top of your hands. This is one of the only times your chin is not towards your chest. Pull your shoulder blades together and you'll start to open your chest. Beginners, stay right here. More intermediate, if you'd like to come up into full fish, you come on your forearms and then release your head back onto the mat from here. And take a few deep breaths. Wherever you are, baby fish or big fish. And then releasing that, getting your hands out from under you, coming to happy baby, reaching hands in between legs, grabbing hold of ankles or feet, and giving yourself a little rock from side to side, massaging that low back. The last time, hug the right knee into the chest as the left leg extends. And switch, left leg comes in, right leg extends. And then release both legs onto the mat, separating them a little bit distance apart so the legs aren't touching. Bringing the palms down onto the mat, palms facing up, shoulders rolling down and back into the mat. Chin is still going slightly towards the chest so you're not arching back. And then close your eyes. And if you haven't started already, come to a yoga breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, and relax in your Savasana. Every exhalation, allowing yourself to release and relax a little bit more. Feeling your body grow heavy. If any thoughts come into your mind, you can observe them, you can thank them, and then exhale and send them on their way. Begin to allow the breath to deepen. Inhaling, really feeling the breath travel all the way to the base of your lungs. Feeling your diaphragm press down, feeling your abdomen expand. And exhale, releasing all of that breath. Imagine you can breathe all the way down your arms and your legs, delivering oxygen to every cell, every muscle, every joint. And as you exhale, let go of any tension. Let go of any pain. And then begin to reawaken, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles, rolling your head from side to side. And drawing your knees towards your body, give yourself one last little hug, maybe giving yourself a little rock from side to side here. And then allow yourself to fall over to whatever side you want to go to. Coming to the fetal position. And then keeping your eyes closed, go ahead and press yourself up, finding a seated position. Legs crossed in front of you, or however is comfortable. Arms releasing in your lap. Trying to sit tall, spine long, as always, chin towards chest. Noticing your breath here. Inhaling, exhaling. Take this moment to let go of any judgment of yourself, of others, of this practice. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking care of your body, for taking the time. The hardest part of the practice is stepping foot on the mat. You can be proud of yourself for doing that, for committing to your practice, and letting go of anything that you might see as a shortcoming, something that was difficult. None of that matters. It's a journey. Wherever you are in your journey is exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And taking a moment, if you'd like, to reconnect with the intention you may have set at the beginning of practice, or the person or persons to whom you may have dedicated your practice. And if to nobody, just imagine sending all that positive energy you've generated out into the world, bringing a little bit of joy. Take a deep inhale as you extend your arms out, stretch them up overhead, press your palms together like you're gathering energy between your palms. As you exhale, bring those hands down to heart center and deliver that energy to your heart. Pausing here, take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. One more time. Letting it go. Om Shanti Om. I wish you peace. Namaste.